player, thoughts on the Ultimate Warrior? Did Warrior knock you out? Did you see him passed out in gorilla position after matches because he blew himself up? He was still the Dingo Warrior at this time.
He's never knocked me out. I've seen him at the gorilla position, blown up, so to speak. What I didn't like is there was a match on TV. Friend of mine, Brian Costello, had an Irish type gimmick with the clover leaf. He was from Mishawaka, South Bend, Indiana. Warrior hit him right in the face, and I think it shattered his nose or his teeth or something. He comes back and goes to one knee, and he's leaning on one of those boxes you see. They're on wheels. They carry equipment for backstage. You see them in Hollywood. You see them everywhere. They're production boxes. Mm-hmm. He's leaning on it, and he's down, and he's hurt. Tony Garea goes to his aid. Warrior walks right by and goes like this and kept on walking. I witnessed that, and I put that there, too. I don't like people like that.
No, I can imagine why as well. I mean, I've talked to George South, I've talked to Brooklyn Brawler, and they both said that they knocked them out, or just basically did not take care. Ultimate Warrior did not take care of their bodies.
I'm going to piggyback on all of this because, well, first of all, when I first met Jim, he was Dingo Warrior. I worked with him at the Kiel Auditorium in St. Louis. Very grateful. He's green. I'm in the shower with him, and the guy's telling me about he's got problems with his marriage or something, his first marriage. I'm thinking I don't know why he's telling me this stuff. And just, he was humblified. But here's a classic example of too much, too soon, hanging with the wrong guys and following the wrong guys. Mm-hmm. Basically, in my eyes, he's a smartened up bodybuilder. I'm just calling it like it is. I don't really think he liked pro wrestling. I don't think he got trained right. He didn't pay his dues. Maybe he liked it for a hot minute. Okay. I'd work with him. It was the same old thing, the same old thing. And the clotheslines were stiff and stuff. No problem. I mean, I took a press slam from him on a boxing ring in St. Gerardo, Missouri. This is when Vince, you would have to get a ring. Now he's got a ring in every building. They had to go rent that darn thing was like falling on cement. He lifted me, and I landed on my forearm, and it split open. That's how hard the ring was. It split right here, bleeding. Always in a bad mood, yelling in diners, which is a no-no. You're supposed to be a pro. The agents telling him, great match, Jim. That's bullshit. Okay? But my biggest, and this is a fact, Baltimore Civic Arena. I work with him at TV. The locker rooms are separate, babyface and heel. He's screaming, and I can hear him through the wall. So he picks me up for a press slam. I know how to take a press slam. By the way, I've been press slammed by the best, and I will call it like it is. Best press slam, taking care of me in the ring, Lex Luger.
Really?
That's a fact.
Wow.
Sells for me, never hurt me, torture rack, anything. His other things, maybe he had other things going in the lock. I don't care. And I consider the source. Took care of me in the ring professionally. I think it was a respect thing, and I'm hoping it was. Excuse me. So, taking a press slam, he's not strong enough. He can't get me. I was 215 at the time, maybe 220. That's not my fault. You fucked up. Own it. You'll become a better person and a better worker. If you always say you're another, or you're blaming it, or passing the buck, you'll never get better in life, period, especially as a pro athlete, pro wrestler. And I could hear that dude through the locker room. This guy's been in the business 20 years and he can't take a fucking press slam. Now, normally, I'd want to go in there and confront. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. I'm in there, and if I do confront him, first of all, I never told people, to this day, maybe few people know that I wrestled amateur. Not the pedigree of Kurt Angle or the Steiners or Brock Lesnar. Amateur wrestler, period. High school and college. Never told anybody that. Never told them anything about that I was a certified sports nutrition. I don't need to. I'm a wrestler. I don't want to advertise that. I want to stay with my craft, and I don't want people to know my business. So let's say I go in there. I know what he don't know what he's doing. I would leg dive him and take him down, and it'd be embarrassing. I'd get fired. Pecking order. Let's make an example. And plus, I would get jumped by the Bulldogs. I know I would. I can't fight 5 people, and who knows who's going to defend me. That was distasteful, disrespectful, and just being a dick. And I don't forgive, and I don't forget.
With that being said, with the Ultimate Warrior, we can leave the Ultimate Warrior there. But as we know, you go in there to make people look good. You go in there to have a good match.
1 second.
Go on.
I'm sorry. It just came to my mind.
Oh, go ahead.
When I think of Warrior and I think of face paint, I think of the Road Warriors, Demolition, and Sting. Not that jack off.
With that being said, you're going in there to make people look good. You're going in there to do a job and get paid, etc., etc. You're working with all the bigger stars, Randy Savage and Jake Roberts and whoever else you're working with. Who are the guys at the top who are the most gracious, thank you afterwards, shake your hand, and protect your body, and who are the guys who don't?
The dudes that did for me, Roddy Piper, Don Morocco, Jimmy Snuka, all of the Samoans. Mm-hmm. Of course, Mike Graham, Brian Blair, Steve Kern, a lot of gracious people, sincerely. As far as the second B part of the question, James?
Yep.
Who didn't?
Yeah.
Who didn't?
Basically, who laid it in when they just didn't need to get themselves over at your expense?
Oh yeah, got to get their shit in. It's
exactly
called. No matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that. It's really, what do you call it? Selfish. I don't know. Probably Stan a little bit, but now that I made amends with Stan, there's a guy haven't seen over 20 years. He has changed for the best. Vader, of course. Not too many. Tiger Conway Jr., so. I really can't. JBL, little reckless, by the way, and a River.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen him in the last 20 years and it's changed for the best. Remarried, mature, basically out of wrestling, successful, good for him. Yeah. Well, yeah, he's up there with the reckless and stuff like that.